All right, well, good to see everybody. Happy Thanksgiving and easing on into the holidays. Anybody, any introductions? Anybody here for the first time? Or anybody? Yes. Zach, right? Yeah. Sure.
Okay. Whoa. All right. There's the speaker. Hello, everyone. Yeah, really like it. Zach Ho, Foundation for Montana History. I did just want to make a quick introduction. We just recently welcomed our new comms and development person, Brooke Linton, to my left here. Brooke's originally from Missoula and is most recently from Polson. So, Brooke, I'll let you say a quick hello.
Yeah. Hi, my name is Brooke. It's nice to meet all of you. My name is Brooke. It's nice to meet all of you guys. So.
All right, let's welcome Brooke. How's things up in Reader's Alley, Zach? How's the History Foundation?
Doing well, thank you. We actually have an office in Reader's Alley now. So
right.
We're going to get a sign up and we'll be leading tours directly out this summer. So come join us if you feel like taking a walk.
All right, excellent. You know, and you're right next to Ben Kuiper there with the Helena Citizens Council. Don't they, there's a similarity in your appearance. I mean, I'd always get you guys mixed up, and now it's clear now that you're sitting next to each other. Very cool. Well, welcome, Brooke.
Jim, is that a compliment or?
Yes, it is to both of you. Yeah. Really, thanks for coming, Brooke. Good. A lot of people from Missoula find happiness here in Helena. It's kind of a bit of a step down in some ways, but not in others. Well, we got a good meeting this morning. Our Chairman Gray, Gerald Gray from the Montana Little Chippewa tribe is with us, and really looking forward to hearing from you, Chairman Gray. And Will Seeley, our other guest, our other speaker this morning, is en route on his way, so we'll welcome him when he gets here. So what else is going on? Who's got something for us? Yes, sir. Dan.
It's that time of the year. Friday and Saturday night at the Ellen Avenue Theater is Winter Rendezvous. Come on down and have a good time. I know just watching the Magpie Drum is worth the admission, but it'd be a great time to listen to Chris Latreille, one of our tribal members, and Poet Laureate for the state of Montana. So come on out and support them. It's always a great time.
I was wondering when that is, because I saw that. So that's tomorrow night and Saturday night?
Yep.
Okay.
Friday and Saturday, 6 o'clock, I believe.
6 o'clock. Mike Jetty's going to be there, right?
Yeah, he is, and that's always fun to listen to him, but
Yeah.
you don't want to repeat his stories in church.
He's got some good ones. All right. Okay. Wes.
First, West Vice City of East Helena City Council. Never want to correct Jim, but Helena is definitely a step up from Missoula. Otherwise, out in East Helena, always wanting to drag everybody out there. We have the East Helena Christmas Stroll this evening, 5:30 to 8:30. Lots of vendors from City Hall all the way down to the VFW, as well as up to the, is the Nativity tonight, John?
No, it's the 14th.
The 14th, excuse me.
We got the soup supper at the church during the same time as the Christmas show.
I'll let John announce that information to make sure that's it correct. But it'll go then all the way almost from Prickly Pear, then all the way down to the VFW. So we'd love to have you come out. There will be performances at Radley School. There will be a bus that takes folks down Main Street should they need it. So there will be lots going on in East Helena tonight. Please come down and join us.
All right. Excellent. Well, how about if John fills us in and then we'll go to Sandy?
You know, it's great being from East Helena, even though I live out in the valley. But anyway, I'm part of the United Methodist Church in East Helena, and every year when they have the Christmas stroll, our church sponsors a soup supper at the church, and all proceeds go to a organization, a nonprofit organization to help them. Sometimes like maybe a youth organization or something. We don't collect, it's all by donation. So come on down, just a couple of blocks down past the City Hall, and have a nice warm bowl of soup while you're out and about tonight at the Christmas stroll. And also on the 14th, we'll have a live nativity at the church during the day. I forget the time, but it's during the day. Come on down and see a live nativity. I mean, animals. The only thing we don't have is a live baby Jesus. We have make-believe baby Jesus, but not a live one. We have a new one in our church, but the wife does not want to donate him yet to symbol. No, seriously, he is. He's just a little one. But come on down to our church while you're out tonight at the Christmas stroll and have a warm bowl of soup.
Sounds good. Sounds like a wonderful evening. Sandy Bauman has something, our hostess with the mostest.
Well, good morning, everybody. Sandy Bauman, Helena College. As you're making your way to East Helena, remember it is the first Thursday of the month, and that is Helena College Night at Headwaters every month. So stop in. Joan and Mike are super generous, and a percentage of their proceeds on the first Thursday of every month goes to our scholarship fund. And our special guest tonight is President Seth Bodner from UM, so he'll be down if you want to meet and chat with him and hang out as you make your way to East Helena.
Headwaters.
Headwaters is in the Farmers Bank. It's
yeah.
the tap house, craft house, is that what they call it? In the bank.
What?
Yeah.
The craft house.
It's very, very modern bank, yeah.
Right, at the non-malfunction junction. And Emma, how you doing?
I'm good, how are you?
Good, thanks.
I'm Emin, I'm the Teen Services Librarian over at the Lewis and Clark Library. I just wanted to let you all know so you can pass it on. Tonight we are having a FAFSA workshop. So we're having somebody come through and bring in all the documents. We've got seniors who can fill out the form right there with them so that everybody knows they're getting it right. To everyone's surprise, the form came out early instead of late this year, so I'm hoping it'll be a fun time, and I even bought cupcakes.
What did you say, Emma? FAFSA?
FAFSA, Federal Student Financial Aid Form.
Okay.
It is pretty key, and then thanks now to some pretty great deals over at Carroll, it can even guarantee that some of our kids in Helena can make it to college, because if they qualify for a Pell Grant and apply their Stafford loan, zero tuition after that, which is just a huge deal. So we're trying to make sure kids get through this form, because it can be a daunting hurdle, but it is really important if you want to go to college.
All right, well, let's hand that mic to John Steck. John was working on FAFSA last week, or a year or so ago. Some progress made?
FAFSA is open and it is working, and it's much, much faster. It is simplified, so I wouldn't say it was worth the wait, but it is definitely open, and thank you for that plug. We did launch a Pell Promise program, so any students who are Pell eligible that qualify for the Pell Grant are then eligible to come to Carroll College tuition free. So they just need to fill out the FAFSA and then talk with their representative. So it's exciting, very exciting. I also wanted to mention, following the Christmas theme, we did launch our Spirit of Christmas on Tuesday of this week, which is the 3rd annual, and it's getting bigger every year. And on December 10th at 5:30, 6, and 6:30, we will have students leading folks on a tour of the campus and a tour of the lights. And there's over 1.5 miles of lights strung on campus. There are trees decorated, the historic light posts are lit up and decorated. It's quite extraordinary. There's a Christmas ornament that's about the size of half this room lit up, so it's pretty fun. So it's open to the community, not only December 10th, but anytime during the Christmas season. Just come on up and stroll the campus. Thanks.
John, I thought there was something there this evening.
There's an alumni party this evening.
Party.
Yes. So if you're an alumni member, come on up at 5:30. Yes, we have a party.
All right, very good.
You bet.
And I see Victoria's there with you, very seasonal, Victoria. Santa's elves. Yeah, you look great.
Hi everyone, I'm Maddie. I'm the development manager at Helena Food Share. I'm going to take us back to Thanksgiving real quick. I want to thank everyone that came out on the IC evening to participate in Turkey Challenge. A big thank you to Lewis and Clark Library for hosting and helping out, our volunteers from Blue Cross Blue Shield, Black River Brewery for hosting a give back, and a special shout out to our sponsors, I got quite a few. Cochran Insurance, Big Sky Acoustic, Odegaard Injury Lawyers, Stockman Bake, and the Qantas Club. And then our media sponsors at KTVH Montana Radio Company. They really did us a solid this year and really helped us get some matching donations going on. We raised enough funds for 28,000 turkeys for Thanksgiving meals, which was our goal. So we're very happy about that. It was larger than last year, and to meet that on honestly miserable evening outside was amazing. And we gave out, for just the Thanksgiving so far, not including our holiday meal distribution for Christmas, we gave out 1,427 Thanksgiving meals out at St. Mary's, who is one of our helpers on a Sunday, and at Helena Food Share, which is a 12.5 increase from last year alone, which is crazy to think about. And then if you know anyone that needs a holiday meal for Christmas, we do have sign-ups available online on our website, or they can give us a call and we can sign them up over the phone. And the distribution for that will be on Thursday, December 19th. Yeah.
Tell us your name again.
Maddie.
Maddie, yes.
I've been here before, but
Yes.
it was when it was in the old Montana club.
That's
I wasn't
right.
sure if I should introduce myself at the beginning or not. So Tim is out of town and he sends his regards from Michigan.
Oh, neat,
Yeah.
neat. Well, it's good to see you again, Maddie.
Thank you.
And congratulations on meeting the goal of 2,800 turkeys, I believe. The library, that was the busiest place in town that day. It was really cool. Congratulations, Maddie. Sheriff Dutton, how you doing?
Good, Jim. I'm Sheriff Dutton. I'm Santa Claus's good conscience. You all think I know when you've been naughty and nice. Every time you drive, I can see it. I may or may not, but confession's good for the soul, right? Just come tell us. So, what I wanted to tell you is we have 3 people retiring with 20 years of service. That's Captain Kevin Wright. He's actually got 22 and 23 if you count a year in Rosebud County. Then there's got up here Matt Boudreau. Yep, it's the pressure that gets to me.
Good job, Under Sheriff.
He's got 20 years, and then Sean Whitmer, he's the detention sergeant, and he has worked 20 years in the detention center, and that's like dog years. So he's really put in like 47. Anyway, congratulations to them. We'll have something at the county commission on December 12th, 9 o'clock or so, whenever Andy rolls around to it. But make sure and say, if you know them, I know that you'll be reading the name tag on everybody. So just remember, I probably do know when you've been naughty or nice.
Well, that's great. Please give those officers our best and our thanks, Leo. Em, what do we
I
got?
don't see anybody else with their hands up. There is a speech and debate tournament this weekend, and they are still looking for judges. So if anybody has any free time, which I know is a hard sell for December, but it's going to be held at Capitol High, and they are looking for judges, especially, I think all weekend, but on the debate side, they had a bunch of openings Friday night. So
I'm going down there Saturday. Judging debate is hard. Mr. Moss, hey.
Hello, Lynn Moss from Thrivent. I do not represent these organizations, but a couple places we love to support. Intermountain is having their Festival of Trees going on tonight as well, but all through the weekend, I believe. And then last year, for the first time, I helped out with Toys for Tots, and that was truly amazing, and I think I'll do that every year from now on. They are looking for some volunteers this Sunday evening to help set everything up, and then next Saturday is their big distribution out at the airport. So truly amazing how much the community gets together and supports all that.
Thank you, Lynn. Yeah, there's just so much going on.
And if you go, the trees are really cool this year. The theme is preposterous, and it is truly preposterous down there.
Have to go look. All right.
And I know Emily Frazier has the Parade of Lights,
Oh,
her trolley for the Helena Area Community Foundation, and she was looking for volunteers to help at the scenic brew for that. So lots of volunteer opportunities this month.
Very good, very good. Thanks, Em. Well, let's invite Mr. Gray up, the chairman of the Montana Little Shell Chippewa Tree Tribe. Remember, Mr. Gray was with us, I don't know, was that a year or so ago, I think? But it's great to have you back, and anxious to hear more about how you're doing. And kind of hold that close. So get out of your way. Two fingers?
Two fingers. Good morning, everybody. I'm Gerald Gray of the Montana Little Shell Tribe. We're headquartered out of Great Falls. It was about a year ago I was here. I was going to talk a little bit about the tribe. Since it's a holiday season, I wanted to talk about the good things and the fun stuff for the tribe. How I look at it, we have the government side, which is the BIA, federal government side, IHS, HUD, that kind of stuff. Boring, moves about as fast as molasses, bunch of red tape, that's the bad side. The good side is the tribe's economic development side. And a lot of tribes are moving into economic development, and especially the Little Shell, where we look at it as you have to be self-sustainable. It's really hard to rely on the federal government. So right now, the Little Shell tribe, we have over 6,800 members. We have members in every state except, I think it's Arkansas. But every state, even Hawaii, Alaska. We're really excited about that. We're a really fast-growing tribe. We're the last federally recognized tribe in the United States, number 574. So what we get is, with the government, there is a trust responsibility where the federal government gives the tribe $480,000 to operate per year, and we have a 4-county service area, which is, they're non-contiguous, which is Cascade, Glacier, Hill, and Blaine County. Big area. So if you take the $48,000, divide that by 6,800 members, we've got about $64 per member per year to cover that area. It's undoable. You can't do it. And so the economic development side, what the tribe has done, and I don't know if many people here remember when I talked last, it did touch a little bit about some of the business we have. Right now, we're really getting into tourism. So the tribe, we just recently signed a 25-year lease for Elk Creek Recreation Area. That's on the south shore of Fort Peck Lake. It's the only access on the south side that has gas, campgrounds, that kind of thing. We have about 45 full-service hookup units there. In June and July, the campground is sold out. When we first started to do this, it was kind of a little fight with the state because they had run it for many years, and they were going to get out of the business. We showed interest. The Corps thought, has anyone seen the Netflix series Ozarks? Yeah, so they thought we were going to do that, which is a riverboat casino out on the Fort Peck Lake, 25 miles north of Jordan on the worst road you can imagine. It's like, yeah, no, I don't think so. It's not going to be very sustainable. But anyway, they trusted us. We did a good job. They offered us a 25 no-cost lease, which was really nice. So we're really excited about that. We're able to do some more development out there. Another part in Great Falls this year, we just built a brand new arbor. We're really excited about that. It's up on top of Mount Royal. We had the largest powwow this year to date for the Little Shell Tribe, which is really cool about that is if you ever get a chance to go up there and see it, everyone's welcome. We have it the third weekend in August. It's a 2-day powwow. It was so big this year we'll probably have to go 3 days. But The arbor is all natural arbor. It's really, really a sight to see when you go up there. People are really amazed at that. So that's our tourism part of it. We also went into a business called Yellowstone Rock. And what that is, it's travertine. I don't know how many people have actually heard of travertine that falls in that exotic stone line, because the most of it's imported from Italy, but Italy's starting to run out. There's a little bit in Mexico and Iran, and we don't do much business with Iran. So we have, out of 3 quarries in the United States, the tribe owns 2 of them. One out of Gardner, and again, if you're ever in Gardner, you're more than welcome to drive up there. It's actually on Travertine Road. Go figure. Take a look at that, and then also in Idaho Falls, we have a quarry down there, and that's where we do most of our manufacturing. And then what it does is we do tiles, countertops, that kind of thing. It's really a really cool rock. A lot of the higher end stuff, what I call, a lot of rich people like the Jackson Hole and stuff, they like to make bathtubs out of it and things like that, so it's kind of neat. And it is exotic. Another business we have, last time I was here I talked about we were into a pet water company where we were doing bottled water for pets. Well, we got out of that about 2 months ago, and yesterday, and the reason why is yesterday we were just told by Walmart, we're no longer going to carry the product. They're very, very difficult to work for. The margins are very slim, and then the demanding part of it, we sell it in 4 packs, they're liters, you know, they're all shrink wrapped and everything, and then they come back and say, oh, now you have to put them on trays. It's like, no, then we'd be paying you to do this. So we got out of that business, but what we did start, and we're going to be doing out of that building, which is a 20,000 square foot building, is a data processing center, which is really cool because it'll be processing a lot of AI stuff, and then also Bitcoin. And Bitcoin now is up to, I think it's $95,000 or $98,000 per coin.
Over 100,000.
Now it's 100,000. Yeah, I mean, it just, every day, it's crazy. So we're really excited about that. But with the data center, what that encompasses, it takes a lot of power. So what we're looking at, accompanying that is a solar farm to help offset the energy costs with that. Another business that we're getting into is, and it's kind of weird, but it's called seats. And what they are is a high security phone line. There's 5 million of them, and it's sold to the Department of Defense. It's through Microsoft Teams. And because we're a tribe, we're economically disadvantaged. The Department of Defense will buy these high security phone lines through us, and it's through a company called New Wave, and we're partnering with them. So we're really excited about that. And then the last thing, it is Christmas season. These are for sale. I had to do it. So this is our Blue Ribbon Nets company out of Belgrade. Really excited about this. So this is what the majority of the nets on the market right now are we call this part the hoop, and then this is the bag. So the majority of the ones on the market now are carbon fiber hoop, which is non-biodegradable, and the bag is usually a mesh or just plastic out of Taiwan. Well, ours is different. This is all wood, handmade, and the bag is called Aquafade. And this will, you drop it in the water and lose it, it'll biodegrade over time. It's kind of cool. And this is the lightest fly fishing net on the market. They allow to hang them off the back and they pull them off like that. So it's real light. I'll pass it around if you want to feel the bag. So the tribe is really excited about that. We are looking at a new storefront in the Belgrade area. Right now we just have a manufacturing shop, and most of our presence with this is online. And
Where do we go online?
Blue Ribbon Nets.
.com.
Appreciate that. Yeah, exactly. And then the logo, that's an older logo. We have a new logo. It's a BR on it. but we can customize, engrave names, logos, make great Christmas gifts. And then another business that the tribe is looking into is, I don't know how many of you ever heard of rare earth minerals. So that's a big thing. China has over 80% of the market. They're starting to cut off the market to the U.S. with the rare earth minerals. A lot of our telecom systems, phones, all have rare earth minerals in them. The Department of Defense is really worried about it because China controls such a big portion of the market. So we're looking into that also. We will have claims, but we won't actually do the mining process of it. It takes a really big company to do that, which we don't have. So with that, any questions? Yes?
You're ridiculously diversified.
Yes.
How do you decide what business to get into now?
That's a really good question. You asked how do you decide what business to get into? It's amazing since we became federally recognized, how many people approach us with new business ideas, how many out of state mostly come to the tribe and want to partner with us. It's just ridiculous. What we do, we have a board and economic development director that we vet each one very carefully. Because a lot of them come to us, they want a huge sum of money. It's always in the millions. And I forgot one business too that we are going to get into. And this is a really cool one. What it is, it's probably a case about as big as this. And what it does is you can go and detect water underground with this case that we have. It's called Willow Stick, and you can Google it if you want to take a look at it. What it does is you mark all these spots like in a field, and it's for well drilling. And you can also go across a dam and see where your dam is leaking. Because what it'll do is, the best example I have is there was a guy who drilled a well, cost him $8,000 dry, came up dry. If he would have moved over 5 feet, he would have hit 200 gallons a minute. And you could see on the data, what happens is the box itself isn't the key to it. It's actually all the data that gets sent to Salt Lake City and the geologists behind that put it into a chart where you can see the borehole and actually the pools of water underground. It's a game changer because a lot of people, I mean, really, they do the willow stick. You've seen the witching. Yeah, that's still used today. And this is 97% accuracy. So it's pretty cool that we're going to get into that. We're going to be on the representation of the tribal side. And a lot of tribes have dams. I don't know if a lot of people know that, for holding back water and stuff. That's what we do. But a lot of them leak. A lot of them are old. And it's really hard to tell, where's this leak coming from without digging up the whole dam. But this system will be able to tell that. So,
Damn. Yeah. I'm clearing the can today. Eric, hold on a second.
Very good.
This is a follow-up on that last question. So you said that since you've been federally recognized, a lot of people have come to you being interested in partnering with the tribe. What is it that they are hoping to get out of partnering with the tribe they wouldn't get out of, say, like going to a commercial bank or something like that?
Right. So I think that the biggest thing that they get out of it is our ability, because we're economically disadvantaged with the federal government, a lot of contracts can come through that route. A lot. Yeah.
Thanks, Pete. Chair Gray, welcome. Thanks for traveling here.
Oh, I live here. I couldn't live in Great Falls because people would come knock on my door all the time. I can drive from
Oh, that's right. You live on the northern part of Lewis and Clark County, which I think you
Not
don't.
about Lake Helena, yeah.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Don't tell the sheriff.
He's got all of our addresses.
That's right. And you're not naughty, you're nice. So my name is Mary Ann Denwell. We've met before a couple of times, and I'm a state senator. So I'm wondering what challenges Little Shell faces with this economic development that maybe could be fixed with state legislation.
Yeah, that's a good question. I think all tribes, the biggest challenge is access to capital. And I don't know if that's a state fix, but because tribes reside, a lot of tribes have reservations, a lot of their land is into trust. So that's really hard for any tribal citizen and even tribal governments, tribal businesses to get that access to capital. Banks just say, well, we're not going to loan to you because we can't use mostly it's their land or assets as collateral. I don't know what the answer to that would be, but there's some right now the big movement in any country in the banking world are the CDFIs, which are like a credit union. They know and understand the economics and how to put that stuff into collateral so they can make make the lending happen.
Just follow up, would a state bank help? I think, is it Wyoming or North Dakotas? North Dakota?
State bank?
It's a good question. I know there's some state banks that do a little bit of that, but I'm not sure.
Not really?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, no.
Yeah. I'd like you to talk for a couple minutes on the tribe has been able to leverage some of that federal resources. The ones I think of in particular is we got a new medical clinic that we're hoping to take over, a brand new food sovereignty building, and there was one more. And you're right in the midst of building a housing project.
Yeah.
So if you talk about that, then how that leveraging helps the tribe.
Yeah, so going back to, the pandemic, tribes, a lot of tribes are very lucky and fortunate that we did receive quite a bit of money. What we did, the first thing we did when we got the first tranche of money, there was two, is we purchased an animal hospital in Great Falls, had it totally remodeled into a clinic to provide services to members. Since we're the newest recognized tribe, there have been no other federally recognized tribes in this region, Rocky Mountain region. IHS, BI had no clue. What do we do? How do we do this? This is different. We don't have a reservation. They're scattered. We basically bought the clinic, remodeled it. It's a beautiful 10,000 square foot clinic. Kind of forced IHS's hand. You've got to come in here. You have to run it now. And it was an interesting thing, but it worked out. But with the federal government, IHS's healthcare is just, it's horrible. So we are in the process of assuming that clinic, and we're going to run it ourselves because we know our citizens' needs, we know them better, and we have a better business sense than definitely IHS, which is Indian Health Service. What else Dan alluded to is with some federal funds, we purchased 18 acres. We're doing an 18-acre housing development in Great Falls off of Stuckey Road. There'll be 100 apartments, 30-some duplexes, for 30, there are duplexes, but there'll be 30 of them. And then 25 single-family homes. It'll be an 18-acre development up there. We've hired architects out of Minneapolis, and what we really want this to be is the shining star of any country, because a lot of people a lot of, when you think of Indian housing, it's 25 home clusters or whatever, and they're Easter egg colors and stuff like that. We're like, no, we're going to be a little different here. We know we can do this differently. And we're really excited about that. And then right next to that, we have a food distribution center that we work with distributing food through USDA and the state of Montana to members that are most need food boxes. What's pretty cool about that is you always heard about the commodities. Well, these are the commodities, but they're also the good stuff too. So down money, that kind of stuff. So members are excited about that. And then next to that, we're building a new ceremony center, which is a big building with a lot of travertine in it, so we can have funerals, weddings, that kind of stuff. So that'll be a great fall. But it'll also be for rent for the general public for any kind of meetings and stuff like that, which we have quite often.
Good morning. Thank you for this presentation. It's very interesting to see that you're not going to put in any casinos, which has been traditional business.
Not off the table yet.
How many people are actually employed? How many tribal members are employed in all these ventures that are going on?
Oh, probably we're looking at a total about 30 right now. Yeah. A lot of the travertine in Idaho is really a turnkey, the processing part of it. And a lot of members weren't ready to pack up and leave Montana and move to Idaho. So that was more of a turnkey. But yeah, about 30 people now. Yeah. Well, okay.
Chairman, great. Thank you very, very much. Very encouraging.
We have one more question in the back here. It just took
Sean.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Sean, White Wolf, Northern Cheyenne. I know a little bit about the Little Shell, not a whole lot, but my question was, well, first of all, the Northern Cheyenne started a credit union this past year, and I think that's really exciting. But it's on a reservation, and as an urban area, we certainly need access to capital. I mean, it's a huge, as a business owner, it's a big issue, and I'm sure it probably is for Little Shell businesses. I know we used to have a lot of Native American-owned businesses here in Helena, but over the last 20 years, a lot have left. And so what I'm wondering about is how, with all these projects that you've gotten, which is excellent and exciting, how many local business, Native American business people are involved in those? And my other question was with the employment, but she already asked that, so that's good.
Yeah. So local Little Shell businesses are not really involved in it. It's all tribal. It's called the Little Shell Tribal Enterprises, and it's an LLC, and it's set up as an LLC, which keeps it separate from tribal government, which it has its ebbs and flows and issues a lot of times. Yeah, none are involved in that stuff. But on the other stuff, what I talked about, like the construction, all that, we do have Little Shell, contractor, electricians, plumbers, masons, they bid on all the projects. They get to bid on it. We make sure they do, if they want to.
All right. Thank you, Chairman. Great to have you here in Helena. Well, let's continue our discussion. And the theme this morning was economic development in Indian country. And Will Seeley has joined us. Come on up, Will, please. I haven't met Will before, but he got to start on the Blackfeet Reservation, and now works with indigenous food. All right. Well, tell us more. Tell us more, please.
Thank you. Oh, yeah. Apologies for being late. My alarm was set for PM, not AM this morning. And when Haley asked me to speak, I figured I'd just tell y'all a little bit about who I work for now, and a little bit about what we do. started here. I showed up to the Blackfeet Nation in 2017. I'm gonna put this here.
Talk real
Get it real close. I showed up to the Blackfeet Nation in 2017 as the Big Sky Watershed Corps member, which is an AmeriCorps program. I originally grew up in Tennessee, showed up there in January 2017, and then proceeded to get snowed in for about 8 days. So I got my education on that really quick. But about 2.5 years ago, I took a position with the Indigenous Food and Agriculture Initiative. Next slide. Sorry, I'm all over the place this morning. I'm the travel enterprise manager for the IFAI. We're based out of the University of Arkansas School of Law. We cover the whole United States, work with travel nations across the U.S. I'm based here in Helena. We have people all over Michigan down to Arkansas, Oklahoma, so we kind of cover a wide variety of bases. We were founded in 2013, so we just had our 10-year anniversary last year by Janie Sims Hipp. She was at the law school at that time. She just finished up her second term as the general counsel for the USDA a couple of years ago and has moved on to a couple others. But our mission is to enhance health and wellness of tribal communities by advancing healthy food systems, diversified economic development, and food traditions in Indian country. I'll talk to y'all a little bit about some of the resources, some of the work that we do, and some of the support we provide to tribes across the United States. We kind of divided into a few different sectors within the overall organization. So I'm part of the travel enterprise team, or travel enterprise development team. Our crew also provides food safety support for food and ag businesses for tribes. We also have a policy research and legal team. They do a lot of work with monitoring what's going on with the Farm Bill, different legislation that's coming out, and making sure we get those resources out to the 574 tribes that we work with. We also have a youth program specific for tribal youth. Every year we bring a large group of tribal youth down to Arkansas. They get to spend a week learning from different ag professionals in a variety of different aspects of agriculture. At the end of that week, they have a capstone kind of project. They have to get in front of us, and we're the tribal council, and they have to pitch that. And they're either trying to get resolution, different things like that, or us to invest in their business that they've come up with. You can hit that next slide. So as far as tribal enterprise development, we do a variety of things. One of the main things that we do is we work with tribal governments, tribal entities, tribal nonprofits that are looking to stand up. One that we work with a lot is standing up departments of agriculture, tribal departments of agriculture. So we'll come, sit down, spend a couple of days getting the lay of the land, getting to talk with the department heads, communities, the farmers, the ranchers in the area, and try to put together and generate a report, hopefully do some strategic planning on how the tribe is going to stand up to those agricultural departments. Also identifying funding resources to kind of get those jump started and different things like that, different programs that they could use, as well as tribal agricultural codes that they might need to actually stand those departments up and be able to enforce what they're wanting to do. And hopefully make those investments, make it easier for food businesses, make it easier for those farmers and ranchers to operate and receive different support, whether that be USDA or disaster programs, all those different things. I think the next one. Also involved in the meat and poultry processing technical assistance program the past couple of years. That's involved a lot. We've seen a large uptick in the interest in tribes in investing in meat and poultry processing. This is a program through the Ag Marketing Service. We partner with the Intertribal Agriculture Council on this and work to build out different resources for tribes that are interested in investing in that meat and poultry processing. A lot of the available monies for that have slowed down recently, but we're still working to make sure that tribes have those resources. They have different examples. We did, the past 2 years, we've done a fly-in and helped plan that. One in Oklahoma and toured the 8 tribally owned meat processing plants down there. And then just a couple months ago, we had one that was in Arkansas. Unfortunately, it was tough to find a tribally owned poultry processing facility at the moment, but there's a couple that are going on, one in Pine Ridge that's going on, as well as one in Bay Mills up in Michigan. But those are in early stages, so we were able to bring them to Arkansas because that's Tyson capital and poultry capital, and actually get some hands-on experience with different processing pilot plants that we had down there, as well as presentations from a variety of folks involved in that industry. Along with all of that, we also provide free trainings, free planning support, free food safety plan building support for tribes, for food and ag businesses. So we go around, offer those trainings for free, whether that be on the produce safety rule. We also offer stuff on canning and different things like that for tribes that are getting commercial kitchens started up, or they have a farmer's market and they have a lot of vendors that are wanting that training. So hopefully being able to provide them with the training that they need to actually, or to make sure that the food is safe that they're producing and selling to the community, and then outside of the community as well. It also comes down to some jurisdictional things with the FDA and USDA if they want to go off reservation and sell in those different retailers, different things like that, the grocery stores. There's some food safety requirements that come with that, so we try to provide support there. Whatever the producer needs, whatever the tribe may need to do that. I'll talk a little bit more about it later, but we do have a food and agriculture code that we've developed for tribes to take and customize for what they need, and a lot of that comes down to different college food laws and different food safety laws that their tribal members might need to enter into different markets and things like that. Along with the food safety work, we've been put together a group called the Tribal Food Safety Alliance. A lot of this was born out of the necessity for a lot of the training resources that have come out from the federal government were not specific or were not applicable to tribal nations and did not take the tribal sovereignty into perspective. Produce safety rule is the first one that we tackled. We're looking at what else we need to work with to actually get customized, to get proper information to tribes and their tribal producers to make sure that they know who actually has that jurisdiction, who's enforcing that when it comes down to food safety. This is a group of, we've got folks from Cornell, we've got folks from University of Arizona, all over the country, different tribal organizations that work in food safety that have contributed to a lot of that. So we just got our logo last year, so that was pretty cool. But that's been going on for about 8 years and still arguing with that here and there. But go ahead. For some of our youth programs, I talked a bit about our youth summit. It's been a really great thing to be a part of the past 3 years. They get to see a lot of different cool different things, and I've seen a lot of the youth that have come through that program go on to do a lot of good things in Indian country, whether that be at national organizations, at their own tribe, or heading off to another tribe and doing work for them and be able to build out a lot of their ag and food and ag businesses, their different things around agriculture here. So if any of y'all know any youth, feel free to send them our way. I think it's the age is 18 to 24.
Can y'all hear me?
You got me now. I think the ages for that are 18 to 24. I think I forget exactly when the applications close, but it'll be sometime this spring those applications will open. So if y'all know anybody in y'all's area trees. I've kind of touched on all that, but that team really keeps an eye on what's going on in DC, what we need to be prepared for. A lot of it, we're the research partner on the Native Farm Bill Coalition, so that takes up a lot of their time. Seeing what's going to be in, well, since it's been 2018 was the last one, and we're still waiting on this next one. Just keep an eye on that, going through fire drills every time new language comes out, and then of course it doesn't go through, and then we get ready for the next one. But they keep an eye on that, make sure that we're getting information out to our to tribal nations that they need to be prepared for. But also we spent a lot of time doing fly-ins to DC for a couple of years to actually put together different provisions for Indian country specifically that we would like to see in the Farm Bill. My organization is not allowed to advocate, but we partner with Intertribal Agriculture Council and a couple other organizations that are allowed to advocate. We just do the research and provide them with the information they need to go and advocate for what we're hearing when we're out actually having these listening sessions. 2018 Farm Bill, I think we got 118 of the native specific provisions actually into that Farm Bill. Looking for more. A lot of it had to do with just adding "and" tribes to eligible entities that were in the Farm Bill. That opened up a whole new opportunity for funding programs, different disaster relief through USDA and all the other agencies that are affected by the Farm Bill there. Go ahead. I also mentioned Model Food and Ag Code. Our legal team is also there. I'm one of the few non-attorneys on our staff, but we have quite a few attorneys that are there to work with tribes if they want to customize that food and agriculture code. They'll sit down and work with them to actually customize that for their needs and what they're trying to do with that. If you're interested, we have a weekly policy brief, so that's what I mentioned with that policy team. They're just keeping an eye on what's going on, and they try to, with all the different things that come out every week or every day, they try to pull what's pertinent to Indian country out of there and try to put that in the one spot for those who subscribe to it. I think I'll have a link up there at the last slide, so if you're interested in getting in on that, you can sign up for that listserv. Go ahead. We also, on our website, we have a Farm Bill tracker. I don't know exactly where that's at right now with the way the Farm Bill's been going, but we're working on that and trying to track that as that goes through as well. But go ahead. So this will kind of, you can get that next one. It'll dive into the Food and Agriculture Code. So we really want to be there to support tribes that are interested in doing that, because having that legal foundation really stands up the opportunities for success. It also provides protections for the tribe when you have those different things in food and agricultural businesses. Also provides those different routes and pathways to actually get funding where it needs to be, and actually for investing in your food and agriculture systems as a tribe. We have our legal team. I kind of touched on that. Touched on the Model Tribal Food and Agriculture Code. If you go to, I think is that on there? It's modelfoodcode or modeltrabalfoodcode.com. If not, I have a card if you need to access that card, so you can get that too. But you'll have to log in. But we have 17. I think you hit that next slide. We have 17 different titles in there covering, everything from just general provisions, the legal structure you need for an agriculture department as a tribe, all the way down to honey production, cottage food laws. So we tried to cover to run the gamut there. I think there's a few different things in there that kind of need some updating, and we're looking into that. Also looking in with that investment that I mentioned in poultry processing. We need to expand some of our animal disease titles and meat and poultry processing titles. If you're interested in that, there's plenty to read in there. I've already touched on the Native Farm Bill Coalition. We serve as one of the founding members. This is pretty much the Shakopee Mdewakanton Sioux community in Minnesota has been a huge partner with this. I forget exactly how many tribes are signed up now, but there's, I think, 274-ish members of the Native Farm Bill Coalition, and I think don't quote me on this, but I think 2014 was the first time that made specific provision actually made it into the Farm Bill. It may have been earlier than that, but it was a lot later than you would think. So this has been really great to be a part of and actually see some of that stuff make it in there, and it's been really beneficial for Indian country and hopefully even more in the future if we ever get the Farm Bill. I already talked I think I've already talked enough about that. That just mentions we did fly-ins. We had, I was traveling around all over the place and sitting down with farmers and ranchers and getting feedback on what they needed. And then we put together their priorities and went to DC with that. And we had travel leaders come with us and we worked with a firm down there as well that kind of goes and advocates for those different changes. But, if you're interested, we have a gaining ground report is what we called it. It has all the provisions that the Native Farm Bill Coalition's looking to push in there, and a lot of background information on it. And it's a pretty thick book, but if you're interested, I can get that information to you as well. We also have a podcast. They haven't invited me to be on it yet. It's called the Rooted Wisdom Podcast. It's a lot of the different leaders in food and agriculture across Indian country, as well as a lot of our staff talking about different issues that they're encountering, different issues that are going on. So if you're interested in that, that's on our website at indigenousfoodandag.com. You can find all of our resources there. We have a variety of different things. We have one called the Eats Academy resources that we put together that have different worksheets for doing an inventory, different planning documents, different things like that to help support tribal members' food and ag endeavors, and a variety of other things. Pretty much anything I talked about is on there as well. I think that's all our social media. So. Any questions? Is there time for questions?
You will. Well,
You know, when the Dawson Act was put in a little over 100 years ago, that opened up reservation land for non-Indians for ownership. And there's quite a few reservations around there where over 50% of the land is privately owned by non-natives. Do you work with those agricultural interests in there that are non-native and not represented by the fact that they're on a reservation?
We usually don't work with them directly. We tend to work directly with the tribal government or the department leaders, different tribal land organizations that might be there. I'm definitely familiar with what you're saying there. And you know, depending on what the tribe wanted to do, or if there was, there's different resources such as ag resource management plans. That's what I spent 5 years doing up at Blackfeet, and a lot of that can help with those ownership or leasing issues. We don't get too in depth with land ownership issues, but we definitely have to work with those, and we'd be willing to work with anybody if there was questions on trying to figure some of that out and just kind of be specific with what the tribe wanted to do or what the landowners wanted to do. Happy to have a conversation about that and see what you're looking at there.
Well, thanks, Mr. Seeley. Let's give him a hand. Certainly had our horizon broadened and expanded in your presentation. Yeah. Are you working with any Montana tribes that are reintroducing buffalo, bison?
I never really left Blackfeet. I'm still in the conservation district up there, and they have me on speed dial. So still working up there quite a bit. Work with Fort Peck. I visited with a handful of folks from Little Shell. I think one of y'all's crew was there at our MPPTA fly-in. I got to meet with. Yeah. Okay. And then, yeah, I can't think of any tribes we haven't worked with just yet in Montana, but CSKT working with them on some of the meat processing stuff they're looking at. So there's a lot of different things going on in Montana specifically. So, and I know a lot of other tribes around the U.S. are looking at Montana tribes as an example for all different things. So,
very cool. I'm tempted to ask about raw milk, but we'll save that for another day. Well, we try to knock off right at 8, so you know it probably is. We've got a couple interesting sessions coming up the next few weeks. Senator Dunwell and some of her colleagues are going to talk to us about the interim committees and what's coming forward into the 69th legislative session from a couple interim committees, and then the following week we'll be having a good panel on Medicaid expansion. So we're kind of easing into the 69th legislative session here as the year winds down and another one cranks up. So put that on your calendars, and we'll get reminders out, and look forward to seeing you again. Good to see candidate Driscoll. Good to see you, John. And I guess you recovered, you survived, look fine. All right, well, let's knock off and be about our days. Thanks, everybody. Good to see you.